You guys ready?
No.
No, I'm not ready.
All right, well, let me know when you guys are ready.
Okay, now I'm ready.
Since, you guys are running the show now. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Filmaholics Podcast, the podcast where, by the end of quarantine, we're all hoping to lose our virginities. As always, I'm Lawrence Serrano.
I'm Antonio Gonzalez.
I'm Luis Chavez.
And I'm Pedro Gomez.
And today, in the background, unless she wants to talk, we have my friend and Pedro's girlfriend, Brianna. Okay, look it. All right.
My friend first.
No, that's a thing. All right, in the last podcast, when she was on in a ghost story, I fucked up and I only said Pedro's girlfriend when she is in fact my friend as well. I wasn't thinking. That was mean. That was really mean. I apologize, Brianna. I'm a dick.
Have you guys watched the new Tenet trailer?
Yeah, I did. I don't understand it.
When you're fighting forward, but everything around you is backwards, going reverse.
I don't get
That's
it.
a crazy ass concept.
I'm excited to watch it because it's Christopher Nolan, and I like Inception. I'm not a huge fan of his movies, but I know he's a good director. I just don't understand that movie at all. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, the concept, what they're going, like, shit's backwards, and they're time traveling or some shit.
So from what I got from the trailer is that, like, right now, like, say, like, we're all sitting right here talking to this podcast, right?
Okay.
But everything that we did was backwards. So, like, your car is already going back to your apartment. Like, my car is going back to
But we're still going forward.
But we're going forward. Everything around us goes backwards.
That's fucking
And then you
weird.
spin like a little dreidel, and if it's like...
They're like, we're in the dream sequence now.
So, I don't know if you guys had this problem coming here, but I saw a shit ton of cop cars.
What?
I saw so I drove to Rancho and then back. So many fucking cop cars. I saw maybe 9. That's a lot.
Damn.
I didn't see no cop cars. Probably someone died or something. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah. How has your guys' week been so far?
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
It's been hot.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. That's gonna be a thing, I guess. Yeah, every podcast always says it's hot. For me, I watched The Lord of the Rings for the first time. Pretty fucking awesome. Not gonna lie, I fucking love those movies.
Not to be confused with The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Hobbit menu from Denny's slaps.
What the fuck?
Oh, Denny's does sound good.
Oh, you know what's cool? We actually got some praise for for a podcast.
Who?
Someone on film Twitter. His name is, I think, JP Quell. I don't want to get it wrong.
What?
Let me see. Yeah, JP Quell.
He's always gonna be a joke.
JP Quell. He DM'd me and he was like, "Oh, like I listened to your podcast. It's really good."
Yeah, he was being sarcastic.
Well, I want to say thank you to this person. Let me see.
And we love you.
Yeah, we do. We love you, man. Thank you.
We love you a lot, and
Thank you for listening.
and thank you very much.
Yeah, he was like, I asked him, was like, any criticism? And he was all like,
Yeah, just get better.
He's like, he said that we were all funny. That was pretty cool. And then he's like, you should put it on somewhere like Spotify. And I was like, I'm trying to do that, but I don't know. I was like, we are on SoundCloud though. He's like, you guys are on SoundCloud.
What's his name again?
JP Quell. I think
Not to be
I'm not
confused
sure
with
if
JP
Quell.
Morgan.
I'm not sure if Quell is his last name or he's referencing Freddie Quell from the Master. I'm not sure, but thank you so much, man. Thank you for listening. So, that's all I have to say. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say. Anything?
Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys play video games, because that's all I do. The Witcher 3 is on sale. Fucking amazing.
Fucking amazing.
Have you seen the show on Netflix?
No.
I've heard
it's good.
Because I haven't watched it because I don't know anything about Witcher.
Okay. Time I played too much video games.
Witcher 1 was horrible. I hated it. I played 10 minutes of it. I couldn't get past like the mechanics. Same thing with Witcher 2. Witcher 3, however,
Badass.
blew me away. Being a 2014 game, beautiful. It's so amazing.
I bet.
I just want to live in that world now.
What are your guys' thought on the whole PlayStation 5 coming out?
I hope I can get a girlfriend so she can buy me a PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy that for myself probably. But
Just get a PC.
No.
You know what my brother calls PS4s?
What?
PC4s.
PC4s?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct
God.
him now.
And then
He's wrong.
PCs, PSs.
PS. What the fuck? He calls Xboxes Z-Box. Nah. Yeah. I mean, that's basically. How was your week, Brianna? You good over there?
My week's boring. I just do homework all day.
That sounds fucking boring.
That's what I.
That's what you said.
I never really liked middle school.
By the way, I'm supposed to be. This is gonna be hard. I'm supposed to be nice to Brianna for 3 days because I said if she liked 12 Angry Men, that I would be nice to her for 3 days, and she did. Unless she's lying to me, for me to be nice to her.
She's just lying.
She's like, I fucking hated that movie. Fucking, there was only 11 men. It's like, no, was it? It's like,
No, I actually really liked it.
yeah. So
It was a simple movie.
should we just jump into 12 Angry Men? I guess.
Yeah, why not?
All right. So there's gonna be spoilers for 12 Angry Men.
The movie came out like 40 years ago.
No, it didn't. It came out like 63 years ago.
Okay, my point exactly.
Okay,
If
but
you haven't seen it, then get fucking lost. Skedaddle.
okay, but still, for the ones that haven't seen it, spoiler
Hey,
warning.
is this your first watch?
No, because I watched it
Twice.
I watched it on Thursday,
Oh, so
and then
baby steps, I guess.
and then today,
before that.
an hour before the podcast, I watched it again because I enjoyed it. But I'll talk a little bit more about it later.
All right,
On
so
my own time.
I'll just introduce the movie. So, 12 Angry Men is the 1957 film directed by Sidney Lumet. He
The
is
Lumet brothers?
Luby, you're
Sidney Lumet. He's a great director. This was his fucking directorial debut.
Damn,
His
what
first
a fucking
fucking-
stunner.
I couldn't believe that. But it's about 12 jurors and they're deciding the fate of a 18-year-old.
You mean 12 Angry Men?
Sure. They're deciding the fate of a 18-year-old who may or may have not killed his father.
What do you think?
We'll get to that. And I fucking love this movie. I always say there's movies that I love that I call perfect, but they're just perfect to my heart. So like movies like fucking Mommy, like maybe they are perfect. Mommy, fucking Moonlight, Shawshank, those movies I'll always see them as perfect. But for this movie, I genuinely think that it is one of the most perfect films. Not like just to my heart, but just on a technical aspect, fucking directing, acting, writing, all fucking fantastic, and I love it. What do you guys think?
So, yeah, I have to agree with you, Lawrence. That just goes back to, the saying, dude, don't forget the essentials. You have really good cast, you have a really good character development, and that's all you really need. The setting takes place in one room, the whole movie.
So you loved it, right?
I absolutely loved
Fuck
it.
yeah.
I don't like watching movies twice, and so if I watch a movie again, then I, personally really like it.
Oh man.
I felt like I was a 13th juror.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing too. The movie is taking you on this ride to decide this fate. You know nothing about the case until they start talking about the case. So you do feel like a juror. So yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
Before I go, do you agree with him, Pedro?
Me?
Their opinions?
Yeah.
He can go first.
Oh.
Alright, shit.
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Oh my god, you can cut the tension with the knife.
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Wait. What's that juror? The one that disagrees? What number is he?
Number 3.
I'm number 3.
Whatever. Go on.
Shit. For my surprise, it was pretty good. I really liked the movie. I just find how even though you don't have, how should I say, you don't have a lot of, you're confined in this one space, and I feel like other movies, when they're confined to one space, there's something always lacking.
Exactly.
But with this movie, everything is there. Even though if it's one confined space, I gotta give it up for the screenplay, because goddamn, that's what keeps the movie going, keeps the movie more entertaining.
And sorry, go on.
And the actors were good. I just liked it over. Well, I don't understand. Why did he call it 12 Angry Men if there were only 11 men angry?
You know what? You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, no, they all get heated at one point, but there is one that is more collected and calm.
Yeah.
Juror number 4. But I also think that a lot of it has to do with just how they play with the camera in this movie. It could be they could have gone the boring route and just kept the camera next to each other, but they go for close angles, high angles, the way they move the camera. It's such fucking perfect direction, and I want to know what the fuck Luis is thinking, because if he thinks anything other than me, I'm gonna be angry. Luis, what did you think of 12 Angry Men?
Well, I thought it was great. I thought it was.
You motherfucker!
What?
Did you love it?
I liked it. I didn't love it.
What do you mean?
But
you
I
didn't
thought
love
it was a
Why?
fun.
Because it was in black and white.
You fucker.
simpleton.
No, I think it was a very fun movie. I think that it like throughout the whole movie, I was very like entertained. I was kept on my toes, and I was like following along with all of their thoughts. Obviously, like it was a very like back and forth movie where you hear one perspective and you hear another because they're obviously trying to figure out whether this teenager is guilty or not. And so I think it was definitely a very interesting, interactive movie just because, I mean, I'm trying to keep up with all their thoughts in order for, like, I feel like, again, like how Antonio said, I think I was a 13th juror there. Like, I was trying as well to figure out. I feel like you overhyped it for me. I heard a lot of great things, and it was a great movie, but I don't think it was...
Damn!
I don't think it was as amazing as you said.
I don't...
Well, that's in my opinion.
Damn!
The thing is, your opinion's just a little wrong. But I'm just kidding.
It's like, well, I'm better, and I know movies more.
So, I would like to play a little game with you involving 12 Angry Men. So, upon watching it the second time,
Okay.
I decided to take notes on everyone's occupation.
Really? I
So
never thought of
far, so there's 12. You get for sure 10. You might guess another occupation. But it's you guys versus me.
this. Okay.
Name off every occupation.
There's an architect. There was a marketing person. There was the actual the Rice Krispie guy. A rice
Advertising.
advertisement.
There's one. He's a watchmaker. Watchmaker.
Yeah.
There's fuck. This is really hard actually. One's an architect.
We have 4, so then.
Oh, one's a fucking a coach. A coach
Okay,
for
5.
team. And then I forgot what juror number 3 does. He fucking says it too. He's not a salesman. I forgot. I don't know.
Hey, what does that one
He's the
hippie does?
executioner, no?
No.
No.
Oh my
That was
god.
a metaphor. That was a metaphor.
Wait, what's that one guy? The one with the hat, the little fedora
I
hat,
actually believes him.
right? The guy that's like,
Yeah, he's an asshole.
yeah.
I don't. Juror number 7, but I don't know what.
You guys give up?
Yeah, I give up.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you guys pretty much had half of it.
Yeah.
So
You
there
guys
was
suck.
there was a watchmaker. There was the agency guy, the one that with the cereal.
Advertising.
The messenger. There
That
was
was
a
juror number
messenger.
3, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
He was a messenger.
Yeah.
And then there was a broker. There was a
Yeah.
broker.
I can't believe I didn't say that one. That's
The
ridiculous.
architect
Yeah.
was Henry
Fonda.
Fonda. Yeah. There's the salesman.
Which one's he?
The one. Remember? I don't know. I think he was the one with the hat.
Yeah,
Okay.
Because he
Yeah.
flicks the cigarette.
Okay.
And he's like, doesn't he say like, oh, I sold like, what, like 30-something thousand or 20-something thousand
Right.
in just like jelly or something? I don't know.
Right. Then there's the one with like the stripe, not striped shirt, but like decorated shirt. He was a painter.
Wow.
And then the guy with the higher pitched voice, jury number 2.
The nerd.
He was a bank teller.
Oh yeah.
And then there was an assistant coach.
Yeah.
What was the guy with the suit that doesn't sweat?
Not the suit.
No, I don't think
He doesn't say.
He says.
No,
I-
wait. The one that doesn't sweat. He's the fucking broker, isn't he? That's the one.
Oh yeah. He's
No.
broker. So there's someone that doesn't say, and then the old man. The old man, I think it alludes to him being maybe like a writer for something.
He's very well spoken too.
He's very well spoken, and
And
when he
wise.
mentions, he's like,
Very
"Oh,
patient.
why would the old?" When he's saying, he's like, "Oh, why would the old man want to do this for fame?" And he's like, "Look, I know any better than all you guys because I'm an old man. Some
Exactly,
people
more
just want their 15 minutes of fame. People don't listen,
Yeah.
and I think that's when that kind of alludes to me that he was like a writer of some sort. So, so 10 out of 12, you know.
Real quick, I just don't see how you didn't think it was like as amazing. I mean, sure, like maybe I did overhype it, but I mean, you can't. Can you at least like understand like why I do love it as much as I do? Okay, yeah, that's,
Lawrence is hurt.
Yeah,
Lawrence
like
is hurt.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think.
I just feel like when I was watching it, I was expecting
12 Angry Men.
explosions, racing, hot women. I'm just kidding.
Oh, so
kidding,
you're
no,
a piece
but-
of shit. That's what it, yeah, I understand.
No, I don't know. I just feel like.
I just think the simplicity
I
of
was
it.
yeah. I think it's the simplicity of it that kind of like
I guess
the tone was like a little bit. No, it's not the tone. I don't know what it is.
I understand what you mean, but
Maybe I need to watch it again,
maybe.
but I won't.
Okay, I'll make you. I'll recommend it again. I'm just kidding. But for me, the movie starts off great. Already, like it has. They start off in the courtroom, and there's a shot where they're showing it's like a panning shot of all the jurors. And one of my favorite things, I don't know if you probably noticed, juror number 3 right off the bat is looking at the fucking the 18-year-old, and he's pissed because he's thinking of like his son, and he's just looking at him like with disgust. Right off the bat, they're setting up these characters without us even getting to know them.
Right.
And I just fucking you know what happens? I don't know if you noticed, but right when they get into the fucking juror's room, and it has 12 Angry Men. That whole scene right there is almost a near 7-minute long take.
Holy shit.
It's a
Yeah, I
7-minute
noticed that. I was
long
like,
take,
Jesus.
and it has a
That didn't
main-
feel like 7 minutes, but you know what did feel like 7 minutes?
What?
In the ghost story when she was eating the pie.
Oh my god! that you know what? Yeah,
That's how you do it.
That's because this movie has great blocking, which it's setting up the camera, like how it moves, where it moves around the room. The blocking in this movie is fantastic. It's framed so well that if you look away for a second, you could possibly think, oh, they cut the shot already, because that's how well it's framed. That's how well the blocking is. Oh my god!
I heard the whole movie was shot on a drone.
That makes sense. It was actually shot on a GoPro, actually.
Guy was just walking around,
He was like this, just fucking going.
Well,
towards
there
the
was
people.
some scenes,
talking to the mic.
especially when he was like pacing, like when he was limping. That scene, you do see the shadow of the camera.
Yeah.
But and
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I
what
think.
a poor quality.
Yeah, the movie's bad now. I didn't know that.
Oh.
No, but I noticed there's 2 times I've noticed where there's the camera shadow, but I think you can ignore it when a movie is just this fucking well written and
What
executed.
year did it come out?
1957.
Still could have been better.
1957. Cross dissolves. Did you see that?
I sure did.
That was a long.
But but that's the thing. I love the cross
That
dissolve.
was like a double exposure at one point.
Yeah,
when
because
had the
it looks like
guy.
it has like his head in the juror's room.
Yeah.
It looks so fucking
Oh.
good because his fate is literally in that fucking room. There's so much about this fucking movie.
I definitely noticed that the movie. It just kept, progressing, like getting heated,
Yes.
and
On the hottest day of the fucking week.
Right.
Yup.
The first time was like right away when it was 11-1. Because you
feel
as a
tension.
viewer, the first time just watching it for the first time, you're like, oh yeah, he definitely did it, because you don't know any better.
Exactly.
And then you're like 11-1, like, well, okay, like let's see where this goes.
He
I
just
think
doesn't know.
they definitely play well with like the whole like environmental aspect of the film, because if you notice as the film progresses and as they start realizing that maybe he might not be guilty, the weather starts changing, like
The
it just starts
rain.
flipping on them, and
Yeah.
Because God is angry.
Yeah, no, it's.
Yeah.
But what I love is just they set up these huge character moments right off the bat with the very. Would you say racist character?
I would call him
Prejudice?
prejudice.
Yeah,
I
he.
would call him
I would say ignorant.
Yeah, definitely ignorant, and that's what they say. That only an ignorant man would would base their ideas on someone, but yeah, right off the bat, he's just like, oh, these people, they're all the same, dirty, ignorant, like slobs, and they don't speak good English.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, he doesn't speak good English, and there's that. Juror number 3 comes up and he's like, oh, I have a son, and I haven't talked to him in 2 years, and he goes, kids, they work your heart out. And
That's his problem, bro. You gotta get better at that.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing. Like, he holds like that grudge to
Was
other
that
people. now.
foreshadowing towards the end?
Yes. Yeah, it's I love that. I just love how they set up these little things and it fucking plays out so well. I love this movie.
I wrote no notes for this movie.
Yeah, because you don't get it. Okay, if you don't get it, you don't get it.
What is this? An avant-garde?
That was avant-garde.
It got on my face. But yeah.
Did 12ing you men get on your face?
Stop.
Clickbait?
God, that's gonna be the clickbait. I'll put that.
So many people like just
Oh my
tuned in.
god! It gets no views. They're like, ew.
Can I describe the setup, like a podcast setup?
What?
Okay, so it's all shot in my house. Well, obviously it's not my house because I'm broke as shit. It's all shot in my parents' house.
No, not in their house.
In the garage.
In their garage.
Which is also my room. I don't know. I'm just kidding. That's not his room.
Okay, so it's shot in the garage. We have a laptop plugged into the outlet. We're sitting maybe 6 inches apart for like, so I'm 6 inches from Lawrence 6 inches from Pedro, so on and so forth. We have movers blankets spread out to make it look like a box.
Yeah.
It's so like grunge and it's so like makeshift. You know, we have like a dinner table in the middle that has the snowball mic or whatever it's called, with the Blue Yeti. I just like the fact that it's so like low budget. I don't know. I just enjoy that.
4 angry.
Low budget men.
Wait.
Jesus, get to it.
I was gonna say something, but I
No, you know, I like that. Another thing about this movie is they try to like throw in the fact that he could be guilty. There's a scene in the bathroom when he's like, suppose you talk us out of it, and he actually did knife his father. And I like how they add like maybe, you know, like I respect what you're doing for this boy, but he could have knifed his father.
Wasn't he like the salesman too?
That was the salesman, yeah. That was
He's a salesman.
Because he was
Yeah,
like,
he was like, he's like, you're getting at them through like the heartstrings. He's like, me, like, I do it the old fashioned
Yeah,
like,
there
tricks,
you go.
and then that's when he flips his cigarette, which must have taken a long fucking time.
Dude, can we talk about how fucking juror number 7? You know what? A lot of people will try to villainize juror number 3 because he's the one that has that like grudge against his son. But for me, the worst juror in this movie is juror number 7 because he legitimately does not care what happens to this person.
Trying to get to the ball game.
Throughout the whole movie, he wants to get to the ball game. He just wants to go, and he even flips the script. And he's like, I don't care, not guilty. And they're
Yeah,
they're
what
like,
the hell?
and then like juror number 3 is like, you can't do that. And then even someone who disagrees with him, he's like, he's right. You
Well,
can't do that.
I would too, because you know what ball game he was trying to go to? What teams are playing? Anybody.
Yankees and someone else, I forgot.
Yankees
Wait,
and
Red
the
Sox?
Indians.
wait, where did that
That
take
must have
place?
been a cool game.
Did the whole setting, like everything
I
take
want
place
to guess.
in New York?
I want to guess.
Yeah, it is New York, yeah.
Okay.
I want to guess New York. Yeah.
It was actually
Only-
shot in Universal Studios.
Only because, like, you know how Amazon Prime does, like, the little notes, like, if you, like, scroll through it?
Oh yeah,
It's like, hey, this building was in New York, so I can only assume the movie took place
Hey,
in New York.
respect for Amazon Prime.
I'm gonna send you my bill, Lawrence.
I just like.
Just send it to Bezos, he'll cover it.
Yeah. Speaking of Jeff Bezos, give me my camera. I still haven't gotten my package.
You haven't gotten your camera?
No, I should check.
It's been late for, like, a couple days.
Yeah,
Hey,
Jeff.
you intercepted it, right?
Jeff, you're fucking up, man. But real quick,
No, he's not. That guy's fucking rich.
He's on his way to be a trillionaire, the world's first trillionaire.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I respect the grind.
oh no.
Hey, Jeff Bezos, if you're hearing this, it'll be cool if you can like sponsor us for like a good like 10 mil.
Get
Not
us a
that big of a
set
deal.
Get us a set like Joe Rogan, dude.
It's not that big of a deal. Thank you. We're just asking, please and thank you.
I love how every I don't want to feel like I'm talking the most. So if you guys have a point to bring up,
Well, you always do.
Well, you love talking.
I do love talking about movies. So yeah, I'm gonna keep talking.
No.
Obviously, but I also love how every juror has like this distinct quality to them. For me, I want to ask you this question: who is your favorite juror, if you have one? Because I definitely have one.
I gotta say, for me, like even though I did like really like,
If you pick the same one as me, I'm gonna break.
even
this
though I
bottle in your
did,
head.
I really liked what was the one that went against everyone? Juror 7 or 8?
Henry Fonda?
Yeah.
Oh, the main one.
Yeah.
Juror number 8.
I like juror number 9, the old guy. The
Yeah.
really
Because he's next to him. Yeah, I get you.
Because like I don't know, like he's
observant.
Yeah, he's very observant, and then like that one scene where everyone was just attacking him and stuff like that, and he remained calm. And that's what I really respect out of that.
And that's where I'm also gonna jump in with my favorite juror real quick. Sorry, juror number 4 is my favorite.
Which one's on?
Juror number 4 is the
nerdy
one.
guy?
He's the one with the glasses.
And every time he talks, he puts on his glasses and he's like, "Hey, this is just
No.
an idea."
No.
Oh, that's number.
The guy that
That's
doesn't
number
sweat,
12.
right?
Oh.
I'll talk about that too. The guy that doesn't sweat. Juror number 4 is my favorite. He's the one that's next to juror number 3 because he's the only one that does not let his emotions get to him. He's calm. He's collected. He only lets the evidence he believes in make up for what his decision is.
Huh.
And I love that about this character. Even when he's defeated, he admits it. He doesn't let his personal prejudices get in the way of his decision making, and I love that. Even though a lot of people will say juror number 8 is their favorite, or that's usually the main one they like. I fucking love juror number 4, and I also every single one of them gives up fantastic performances. By the way, so and whoever wants to go next, who's your favorite juror?
I'll go. I mean, I didn't really pick
one.
any favorite, but I think juror number 2. Just because, there was parts in the movie... He was the bank teller, the nerdy
Yeah.
The
guy.
nerdy guy?
Because there was moments where, people would, pick on him.
Yeah.
And progressively, you could see him get, more pissed off. He's like, "Hey, what's the big problem here?" And I'm like,
And he's like, hey, cut that out.
yeah, he's like, "Come on, be
But
respectful."
I like
I
the
just thought
part-
it was funny.
Because he does kind of grow, as they all have a fucking great development
Coming
through the
of
movie.
age.
Yeah, yeah, because they're hot and sweaty and pissed off, and they just
Yeah.
want to go home.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know?
And to a ball game.
It's so fucked. I love the oh man, there's just so much about this movie, man. I have so many things. Okay, this is what I want to talk about real quick. So, like I said, the movie.
You skip.
Oh, sorry, Luis. I'm sorry.
No,
Says
it's
the
fine.
person who
Luis.
talks way too.
I know. I
Fucking
apologize,
fine.
Luis. Who's your favorite juror, if you have one, since you only like the movie? You prick.
Which one? Which juror is the one that that's like, whoa, you can't just the one that got mad at juror number 7 when he switched sides.
Juror number 3.
Juror number 3.
He's great.
Yeah,
He's so
I feel
fucking
like
great.
At
actor.
first, because obviously at first no one agreed with fucking juror number
8.
8.
They switch on him.
Yeah, and I feel like he was one of the ones that I was like, oh shit, this guy genuinely feels like, hey.
He says it himself. He's like, what are you, his executioner? I'm one of them. That's what he means by that. Brianna, sorry.
Yeah.
Brianna thought he was a legitimate executioner.
I really did.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, bud.
But yeah, sorry, I skipped you. But
I'll never forgive you.
oh, that's fine. But I feel like the movie, like I said, starts off great, has that one long take. But for me, there has to be a moment in this movie where the movie goes from great to riveting. Because I think this movie is riveting, and for me,
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
riveting? I can't give you it's like
I can't give you the
Yeah,
definition.
honestly, I don't really know.
I won't give you I can't give you the exact definition, but
Give
does that
us
make you feel?
give us a taste.
it basically means compelling. That's what I was thinking of.
And from our sponsor.
I don't think they're gonna make it in the podcast.
I know.
Naked cowboys in the showers
no.
and Ram
Ranch.
So, fucking Ram Ranch. There's 80 of those songs. No, we're already back.
No, there's 400, isn't there?
I don't know. There's 200.
There's 200.
There's two. Yeah, I
That's
remember that.
crazy. Shout out
So,
to
yeah.
Grant McDonald.
There's a part in the movie, I think for everyone, where the movie goes from great to fully riveting, compelling. And for me, it's the part when he brings out the second knife.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's because
That was the first one, right?
what do you mean?
Like how everything changed.
That's basically, yeah, exactly. That's the part where it goes from no one fucking this
Yeah.
guy doesn't know what he's talking about to where he's like, I'm just saying it's possible. Well, I say it's not possible, and then he just looks at him, the knife right there in the shot, gets up, pulls out the similar knife.
Oh, I was
Listen,
gonna say that right now.
That's the greatest, I think, twist for a movie that I've
it's
seen.
one of the twists.
There's a lot. I mean, obviously a lot of twists, but it's
A lot of
just
twists
it's
and
so,
shouts.
that's the part where I go
No,
from
yeah, definitely.
that's the part where I go. This movie went from great to just extremely just engrossing and just kept me fucking hooked.
Yeah, because when I saw that as a first time viewer, I was
You
like,
pulled out your
"Fuck."
knife. You were like,
yeah. I was like, I got one too.
what if I'm the killer?
I was like, I love living in the slums.
Yeah. Oh, I love that character too. He's good. Like how he he like knows everything that the boy would go through, especially like that scene where he's like, that's not how you use the knife. You gotta it's the way you open it. You gotta stab up instead of down. Like he brings up a lot of great points too. You know what Juror also I feel like is kind of a fucking idiot.
Which one?
Juror number 12. I feel like because of his advertising background, he tries to come off as smart.
Oh, is it the Rice Krispie guy?
Yeah, he like whenever he's talking like about like a point, he'll put like a leg up and he'll put his glasses on.
That's what I noticed.
And then he'll be like, well, I don't know, and then he just takes it off. And then towards the end, you can just tell everyone fucking sees through him because he like they're like saying juror like what do you not guilty, and they go juror number 12, and he's just standing there and they go juror number 12, what's your thing? And he's like guilty. He doesn't even fucking know what to say. And then even towards the end when he's not guilty, juror number 4 goes, I can't see how it's possible how you can say not guilty if you don't even know the facts. And, oh god, man.
I
love this movie.
I like the part. I forgot what scene like of the movie they were talking about. But like I like the part when they were discussing about like, oh, how do you know? Like there's like there's a lawyers right there. They know everything. Don't you think they would have looked through it, this and that?
Yeah.
And then juror number 8, right?
Henry Fonda.
Yeah, he was like, well, like they don't really pay for like. He was talking more about the system of like the actual whole like.
The systemic.
Yeah, of it going on. So it was like, oh damn, like these guys are actually want to go down, go deep.
Yeah, and then like I love what another thing I love about juror number 3, and he's the one that has the grudge against his son, is how much he contradicts himself in this movie with when he goes, how could the old man know? He's an old man. That part, and then there's the scene when he goes, he picked up this knife and he stabbed his father, and he goes, that's not the knife. That's the knife that he pulled out. And he's like, oh, see, he fucked up right there. Like, there's so many things that, like, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think this movie's trying to convince you that...
You're reaching your word count, Lawrence.
Or the part, you know what part I was like, fuck, like, got him. And even my mom, like...
Oh, she's watching with you?
No, I should say my roommate.
Oh.
Even my roommate, she was making dinner. And we were watching it together. And it's the part where, you know, who was it? I think it was juror number 3. The guy who's, you know, yelling the whole time. He was like, oh, like, who cares? And he was like, and he says something about facts. Mm-hmm. Oh, and it's just the whole shot is his face. He says like,
I got all the facts here.
Yeah, he's like, who cares? Like if it's not all the facts, right? And then he just stops talking, and then it's like, oh, got him.
Yeah,
you know
that
At that point, he's just frustrated.
Yeah, at that point, it's no longer the case about his son.
He's just a bitch.
No, no. I love.
Can I talk about the ending?
Yeah, sure. I mean.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I feel like I have a couple more things to say. I'm sorry.
But, what do you have to say, Antonio? Because
let me recommend the movie. The podcast is over.
Hey, no, I'm serious. Your word count, man.
I fucking hate you.
What bullet point are you on your...
I don't know. I'm just kind of picking through them.
What are your guys' thought on the whole chair scene when they actually went all in depth?
With like the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good scene too, because it's pointing out a bunch of blind spots that no one picked out in the courtroom. And there is a lot of blind spots to where, maybe not saying he's not guilty, but just saying that there is a reasonable doubt to where we can't decide this guy should die for it.
And that's the biggest point of the movie.
Exactly.
Like, it's not about that he didn't do it or he did do it. The fact is that, like, they have to be completely 100% for sure whether he did do it or he did not do it.
Isn't that crazy?
If they're...
That's a man's life.
Right, exactly. You're dealing with somebody's life.
And
right?
some of them don't care. It's the thing.
And
it really is his life, because it's not prison, it's the chair.
It's the chair. He can't go to jail.
Yeah.
He's gonna die for sure, regardless of if they sentence him as guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even if there's just that little bit of doubt, he has the right to, to say not guilty.
There's a part 2 where, like, there's a part 2 where, like, they're like, oh, what's that? I don't know the exact word, but they're like, oh, why don't we just, like, move on and grab, like, other jurors?
A hung jury.
Yeah, and they were like, no, because they're going to do the same thing. They're just going to find him guilty, and that's it. They're just going to send him to, like, death row, basically.
Yeah, there's another thing I love is when
they don't kill him, the slums will.
If they bring up how the son had said, I'm gonna kill you, and then he supposedly killed the father. And then he goes, well, how many times have you said that? Like, I'll kill you for that $1. I'd
Like,
kill you for that.
doesn't he say that?
And
Yeah,
then-
he does.
and
Yeah,
then
he says that.
And then when
He's like,
that
"Do you
moment when
really
he's
mean
heated up, he goes, you're a sadist. And then he fucking runs at him. I'll kill him. And then he goes, you really wouldn't kill me, would you?
Yeah, that part was.
The performance in just the way he says it, he knows I got this motherfucker. And you know what's funny is okay, so there's the 1957 version, and then there's the 1997 version.
I heard the 97th.
Okay, so the 97 version.
Oh,
The 97th version.
12 Angry Men and 97 Virgins? Clickbait?
Sorry, the 97th 97. The 97 version.
No.
You're still
whatever.
saying like
Whatever. Okay, sorry.
12 Angry Men
Okay.
and 1 Virgin Airline?
12 Angry Virgins?
Clickbait?
Sorry.
Hey, you said at the beginning that we'd all lose our virginities at the
Yeah,
podcast.
this-
We're all 4 angry virgins.
Foreign virgins, yeah. So the 1997 one, I'll just call it that. I've seen scenes. You know, obviously it's basically the same thing, but I've seen how they did it, and it's in color, and it just takes away so much, and not only just how it's in color, not in black and white, just the way they edit it, the performances are kind of off. You know, there's a great part towards the end when he goes, well, what about all that other evidence, all that other stuff? And then juror number 2 goes, well, you said we can throw out all the other evidence.
Right.
And there's like that power in his voice, that character development.
Yeah, because he's pissed off.
And then
already.
in the 97 one, he when he says that, well, you said we can throw out the evidence. He says it so calmly, and it doesn't add that same weight that this movie does. And that's why, like, obviously this movie it's a play. It was adapted to the film, and I think it works better as a film.
Oh, interesting.
I've seen like little versions of like the play, and I feel like
Yeah, high school versions of the play.
I've seen like on YouTube like versions of like
That's why
the
he's
play.
thinking of virgins.
Versions. So
Versions.
I've seen those, and the movie adds more than a play could, because obviously you can work with cameras and like it adds so much more depth to the film, and I just absolutely
You get to know
adore.
more about each character.
Exactly, especially like how they move the camera around the room. So many different shots, so many angles, and there's no shot that feels boring to me. That always tries to go above what it needs to be.
Well, no, I'm just kidding.
That's debatable.
Yeah, that's pretty debatable.
What do you mean? How's it
That's what
debatable?
You
for. to
said
debate it.
what? Repeat what you said.
That's debatable.
No shot feels boring to me
That's debatable.
because they're all.
I mean, any movie you watch, whether it's like a perfect movie, like
That's a debatable shot.
a shot is a shot. There was a shot in the movie that was like 2 seconds long, and then it shot back to another guy. I'm not. With that logic, you're like, oh wow, that shot was amazing. It was just them talking. Like it's not a.
No, but that's my thing is
What's your thing?
it's the fact that they could have just did over the shoulders the whole time, but they went for high angles, they went for low angles.
They did a
went,
point of view
they
shot.
Went, they went close in their face. They're on the top of the
I guess
fucking
the wrong
ceiling.
way.
It's for having one room. You're bound to one room. They moved the camera around this whole room in every single angle that they possibly could, and that's what I mean when I say there isn't a boring shot to me. Obviously, it's obviously subjective, and you're not going to feel the same way as me. I obviously feel, I think, a lot more stronger than.
You know what? You know what movie actually did those exact same things?
Saw. Oh.
What do you
Saw
mean?
did the exact same thing.
What do you mean?
They got confined. They're confined
It's
in
the one
literally
room.
like smaller than this.
No, he's
But
this. Get the fuck out of here.
No, but there's scenes where they're not in the room though.
No, but like
I know what you mean, but
Okay, same thing for this movie too. There's scenes where they're not in the room too.
They're in the bathroom.
They're in the bathroom. Or
Oh
they're in the
yeah,
crowd.
that. But they're still confined in that one space.
Nope, that's a second.
There's
space.
scenes in Saw where they're literally in a fucking like apartment. Like it's not. I mean, it's
Okay,
not
that's
all-
another environment. Who cares?
Fuck. What? Because at that point doesn't make sense. What do you mean?
I can't argue because I've never seen Saw.
Fuck you! Oh my god!
I have nothing to give you.
It's a scary movie. I haven't seen
I
it.
think from what I remember, because Saw was developed by like some college students or whatever. They were like first mock-up, right, of it. And it was actually like when they like did the whole like.
It was a
recording-
short film at
It was a short film.
Yeah.
They did it all actually in one room.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's what I was.
The reason why like they had the one like I know we're off topic with Saw, but since we're already on here, so with Saw, you know how in the later movies they have all those other rooms.
Okay, that one's.
Okay, yeah, but like they have all those other rooms with the other traps.
Yeah.
With this one, they couldn't do that because the budget was so low. And honestly, I think the first one's
What's the budget on this movie?
on this movie.
I think it was like
I think it's
$62 million.
I don't know.
I think it was like 300,000. No,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
wasn't a lot of money.
Damn, that's
That's
crazy.
a little bit more with that type of money.
Let me see.
You know what I can do with that kind of money?
What?
What?
Couple red cameras.
337,000.
All right, but is it adjusted for inflation?
No, I don't know. Yeah, makes sense, I
What
guess.
did it make?
2 million.
All the money?
No.
If there's a person listening to this that's an economic major, can you please do our math?
Mouth. Do our mouth.
Do our math?
To my mouth. To Lawrence's virgin mouth.
Oh, no.
12 angry men doing one virgin mouth?
Stop it.
Sloth ramen?
Stop. Sloth ramen. This
Oh,
is
ramen does sound good though.
starring,
I love ramen.
starring Riley Reid. 12 Angry
And
Men.
Ryan Gosling.
Nailin' Palin.
Who's nailing Palin?
That's good. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Is
No.
12 Angry Men nailing Palin?
Ron Jeremy?
This is getting so hot.
what the fuck is this podcast? Just to put it back on the movie, I guess. Just to add, let's get to the one of my another favorite reveal of mine.
Why do you get to do the reveals?
Wait, isn't it
Because no one's gonna bring it up.
Can I bring it up? Is
Wait.
it the ending?
No, it's towards the ending, and
You
it's
better not say the ending. I'm saying the ending.
okay. Well, this is just my favorite part. So, by the way, you don't get to say shit because you only like the movie.
And this has been the Filmaholics Podcast.
No, so
So what cigarettes were they smoking in the movie?
I don't fucking know.
Green Apple.
No, Victory. Which is a real name, which was a real, I don't know if they're in production anymore, but
Doubt
they
it.
were
We should
real
get some
cigarettes.
and smoke them on the podcast.
I was going to buy cigarettes just for this like bit.
Dude, that'd be... They smoke like in every
They smoke
scene.
every
It's
other
awesome.
minute. It's fucking
It's
crazy.
awesome.
So
Too bad they're all dead.
just to get back to
You know,
What the
Victory
fuck?
cigarettes.
Fuck.
Victory cigarettes was the smoke that won the war.
Oh.
Smoke the cigarettes your grandfather would smoke.
Oh.
I think that was their like motto or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's funny. No,
Grandfather's dead.
so the reveal,
Lung cancer.
the reveal that I was talking about is when juror number 9 notices the marks on juror number 4's nose, and then he goes, the same. The woman that was testified that she saw the killing had those same marks on the sides of her nose, and then it cuts to his face, and you can just see that he has fully changed his opinion. He is fully. He now is no longer thinking that this person's guilty. He has that reasonable doubt where it's like, oh, maybe she didn't fully see the killing. And that reveal right there is just fucking... It changes the game, and it goes to
I'm sorry,
the
can you repeat
ending.
that?
Just say the ending before I fucking throw a bottle at your head.
Not just any bottles. And this is sponsored by Mike's Hard.
This is sponsored
No,
by...
you don't get to tap my bottle. I'm
Sponsored
mad.
by... Cheers.
Yeah, you cheers.
Kyle's Killer Lemonade.
Kyle's Killer Lemonade. That's funny. So this leads to the ending, which Luis will introduce.
Well, I don't know if this is the ending. I just want to say this part.
Okay, then you said you wanted to introduce the ending. I segued you.
The part when
You fuck.
when the one that's juror number what is the one that's always disagreeing, the one that's still very
Juror number 3.
juror number 3.
That's the one that with the sun.
When he throws the freaking or he doesn't throw. I don't know if he throws it or he drops it.
He throws his.
He throws it,
thing,
right?
And this picture of the
And
sun.
the picture of his son comes out and he just tears it apart like with like so much like
Anger.
and then he just breaks down
Because he fucked. He didn't mean to do it, but
Yeah.
it was all in angry
like
fashion.
at first he's talking about it like, oh yeah, like kids are kids, like he's pissed off at me, he hasn't talked to me in so long. But now it's like, fuck, this guy hasn't talked to me. Like my
Yeah.
own son won't even talk to me.
Well, the guy was an asshole. He even said it in the beginning how like he saw his like son run away from like a fight, and he was like, "I'm gonna turn this guy into a man."
I'm gonna turn
And he
you
did,
into a
and I mean
man.
that's just how. I mean, it's clear this guy's very old school because he even says, like, when I was a kid, we used to call my father sir, and he's very old school and shit like that. So,
Either sir, per, I don't give a fuck. Calves and sticks.
what the fuck are you talking about? I feel like every podcast is a part where I'm like, what is he talking about?
Pedro, wrong movie.
I was kind of referring to the whole like LeBron James when he was doing that post interview after the Warriors game. After the Warrior games in the NBA final, beat it, motherfucker.
I still don't know what you're talking about. So
Oh my god, you guys need to
You
watch
think
basketball.
Lawrence watches sports?
I do watch sports.
Lawrence,
you fucking
you don't
dick.
watch
Okay.
sports.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
why Lawrence is a Raiders fan.
What's your favorite WNBA player?
Oh my god.
You're a
Aisha
dick.
Cole.
So
Did you? Oh no. Okay, whatever. I'll say it off. Well, because there's a video of like a women's basketball player. And she was like, yeah, like I could easily like 1-on-1 this guy. I think he was on like the Golden State.
Oh.
And they did like an interview. He was like, hey, can she beat him? And they were like, God no. Even her coach was like, hell no.
that's fucked up.
That's so funny.
So with the ending to 12 Angry Men, when he goes off on his rant on why he thinks he's guilty, I love how he's just spurting out facts.
It's not a rant.
What do you mean it's not a rant?
It's not a rant.
Okay, fuck off, dude. So he's just spitting out every single fact they learned in the fucking courtroom, and he's not even connecting it to where he can make a real argument for why he's guilty. It's just clear that he's just off. And when he's just like, oh, like, you're letting them slip through our fingers, you lousy bleeding hearts, and I'm entitled to my opinion, and he sees the picture, rips it up. And that moment when he's just broken down and he realizes that I'm doing this for the wrong reasons, and he says not guilty, that fucking moment, you're just like, wow.
Yes.
And then, like, what I love is this whole movie, you've learned who these characters are, you've got to know who they are. And then when it ends, when it's finally 12, not guilty, it just ends. They go on with the rest of their lives. You don't even know their fucking names. And then
Correction.
they walk out on the fucking thing and then he says their names. That's what I'm saying.
What are the names?
Davis. One's Davis.
Okay.
And then I forgot the other one.
One might be Ricardo.
No,
That's what I heard.
that's not the name.
That's what I heard.
I know, but it's not the name. I know
Okay.
I forgot what his name is, but it's not
Alright.
Ricardo.
I have a question.
God, I cannot wait to hear this one.
Going off from the beginning of the film all the way towards the end of the film, for Juror 8, will you consider the greatest comeback in history? Being down from like what? 11
11 to 1.
11 to
I
1?
guess.
Hey, better than
That's a Patriots versus the fucking Falcons, 21-3 type shit. You know,
You don't have to.
whatever. Fuck off.
You don't have to do that.
So yeah, that
You know that shot right before the last shot when everyone was leaving the room.
Skedaddling.
The camera was behind the
bar.
behind the closet, the coat hangers.
Mm-hmm.
And when he stood up, juror number 8, when he stood up, Henry Fonda, the bar was covering his eyes. I feel like that means something.
He's
I
blind.
can't elaborate.
He's still blind.
I didn't even catch
No?
that. No,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that would mean towards the movie, but I'm maybe right. I don't know.
Editing error, maybe.
And then he helped him put on his jacket.
It
What
was
a good guy.
Yeah, exactly. Even though they have gone
Good
against each
guy.
they had gone against each other the whole movie, it's that one sign of respect. Like, okay, like I know I've seen you at your worst. Like, just it's okay. That's just I don't know. It's just the little things in this movie that I appreciate. Just how subtle and brilliant it could be at moments. And then, like I said, they go off and we don't even know the names until the old man, juror number 9, juror number 8, reveal their names. It's funny because like the whole movie you've been with them, so you feel like you know them, but then you forget they don't even know each other. They're just people. They're fucking doing their civil duty of being on this jury, and they all just fucking go away, go off in different directions. It's over.
Wait, question. Have you guys ever been in jury duty?
Nope.
No? Me neither.
Because I am not a legal citizen.
I've been called twice and I never went.
Wow.
Well, you're going to jail.
Yeah, what the fuck?
There's a warrant for your arrest.
Yeah.
No, I've been called, but they just canceled
They
it.
just miss it.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
then you're fine then.
Hey, Lawrence, when was your first watch of this movie?
My first watch?
1964.
I want to say
Years.
2018 March, maybe.
2018?
I remember because that's it's stupid, but I remember after I watched it a little bit after I started getting on Letterboxd, which was in March, and that's when I got into the whole film Twitter shit. But
Another question after.
yeah, well, my first watch. Every time I bring up 12 Angry Men, I always say the same thing, and it's if you would have asked me what was my favorite movie before watching 12 Angry Men, I would have given you an answer, and I would have said Shawshank Redemption.
Moonlight.
No, at this point that wasn't it, but it is one of my favorite movies. But at that point, Shawshank Redemption was my favorite movie. But after watching 12 Angry Men, I decided that I can no longer have one singular favorite movie because there's just so many that are so good that I'm just like, how can I possibly just give it to one?
That's called greed. You need to stop that.
What was that?
Sin.
That's one of the deadly sins. What was the second question?
First watch, going into the movie, or what did you believe that he was guilty, or did you have reasonable doubt? Like without having like,
I found
because obviously you didn't have like a lot of knowledge, but did you have like any thought about like?
Because it's the first watch and you don't know where the case is going. I think just because juror number 8 is so convincing.
Were you convinced right away though?
I was convinced right away that he was not guilty.
Oh, you simpleton.
Also, okay, but yeah, that right off the bat, I was pretty sure that he was not guilty.
I thought you would have related more to the racist.
Wow. Oh, we never talked about that scene.
That was a cool.
a bitch.
That scene when he fucking goes off on his fucking really prejudiced, ignorant rant, and everyone just decides there's no point in listening to this guy anymore.
That guy's a lunatic.
So they got up and they walked away?
They walked away. You can't.
That was awesome when they
That was a
literally
cool shot.
started getting up.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
At first I was like, what the hell's going on?
Everyone like has their breaking part. Like the first one obviously is the guy from the slums. He fucking just puts papers down, walks up, and everyone's just like, I can't with this guy.
Even the people that agree that he's not guilty or that he is guilty can't even look him in the face.
And
you know?
this is where I also my favorite juror number 4. He doesn't move. He's sitting there. He's taking it, and he goes, "Well, aren't you listening to me?" And he goes, "I have. Now sit down and don't open your mouth again." Oh my God, that. Oh.
Because he's like, you're ruining it for the rest of us that want to kill him.
You fucking dick. No, yeah, but oh my God, that scene's fantastic.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Sure.
One of my favorite scenes, and I think that they were like, we got time to shoot it. Let's just shoot it. When the guy, the bozo guy who was like, okay, like he's not guilty. When he had the paper and he threw it to the fan, it's the old guy.
That's a stupid thing to do.
That's such a fucking funny thing.
Yeah. That is funny. But
What did he say? He was like,
that's a damn stupid thing to do.
that's a damn thing.
It's a funny thing to say.
He's like, sorry.
Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, the racist guy. That scene, man, it's incredible. This movie's surprisingly relevant.
What?
Relevant.
You relate to this?
No, not
No.
relevant to like today's like.
I thought you said you
Political-
related to him.
No, I didn't. That's not what I said. Maybe if you listen and stop touching my
Yeah,
penis.
in this podcast,
He's
we don't
touched-
stand prejudiced people.
In this
Right,
podcast-
Lawrence?
What are you talking about?
We're
You're
all
just telling me how
naked in
you
this
hate
podcast.
everyone that's lower than you. No, but yeah, that it's very like politically relevant. I'm surprised, whole fucking like white people just surprisingly woke.
Wait, isn't
But
there one person?
There's one
that
guy. I think he's in a different like country. Oh, he's a great character too. We never talk about him.
I think I would say Cuba.
Cuba.
Yeah.
That's where you think he's from.
isn't-
Yeah, that's where I think he's from.
He's a good character too. I love the scene when
What?
he goes.
Which guy?
I don't
No, which
know.
guy?
I love this.
What guy?
The one that he's the one with the mustache. He's the watchmaker.
He looks like he's from the Bronx.
When that scene where he tells the guy like, if you believe he's guilty, just say it and don't change your mind. Like that fucking scene's great, and it just shows how weak juror number 7 is. But I feel like I've said all I need to say about the movie. How about you guys?
I think you've said enough, yeah.
Fuck you.
You asked me that!
Oh my God.
Okay.
I agree with Luis.
I
Wait.
second that.
Well, he asked, I think I've said enough. Wouldn't you agree with that, right? Is that what he said? That's what he said. What do you guys think? Comment down below.
I think this podcast is over. I'm done. Oh
Thank
my God.
God.
You're done or we're done?
Lawrence,
Shut up.
but turn off your timer today, man. Did you put the timer on?
What?
Your
Yeah.
stopwatch, is it on?
Yeah, it's on. Rating the movie, I guess. So,
Wait, no.
What?
Um,
Wait. No. What? You have a scene or
Did you guys
something?
notice how it was raining and then when they left the court, it was not raining?
Yeah, I guess the sun's shining on that one. Yeah, I didn't notice that actually.
Scott is happy.
Give it up for
Right side.
Brianna. Yeah.
I'm not gonna disrespect you like that. But yeah, no, that
just
is a
sweaty,
good.
man.
It's a good. Well, yeah.
Are you nervous?
The hottest. No, you guys are pissing me off.
You know he's not really on trial, man.
Do you know how hard? Look, I've already gotten this complaint from someone where they're like, "Dude, you sound mad in every podcast." I try so hard not to get mad, but the thing is, I get so passionate about movies, and then when you guys start fucking around, I'm just like, "Oh,
Lawrence.
you're not serious like me."
Lawrence,
But we're all passionate about it.
why
Yeah,
haven't
but you fucking go off and you go like fucking say some dumb shit. It doesn't make
Why-
That's
sense.
comedic relief.
why haven't
Barely.
why haven't you spoken to us about this?
Oh, because I hate you.
Shouldn't we know these
You
things?
know, at the end of every podcast, we should have an AAR, an after action review, which consists of 3 sustains and 3 improves.
Hey guys, you know Lawrence isn't really mad. This is just how he sounds 24/7.
Fuck you. Yeah,
very
it's true. I'm a very passionate
Loud
person.
person. It's
Loud,
not passion.
passionate.
It's loud.
No, fuck you.
You get excited too easily, like the guy.
He gets excited, all right.
Let's just rate the movie. I guess I'll rate it. I'll rate it since it's my recommendation. I guess. I absolutely adore this movie. It's number 3 in my favorite movies of all time.
Just number 3?
Hey, follow Lawrence on Letterboxd.
Yeah, follow me on Letterboxd.
That's a dying app.
Okay.
It should have been called Lunchbox.
Shut up. So yes, I adore this movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. I appreciate it. After every viewing, I'm gonna give it 5 out of 5.
Then why isn't it number 1?
Oh.
Fuck off. How about that?
Ooh.
Go on, Antonio. Rate the movie so I can fucking leave.
Before I rate the movie,
Oh wait, no. Oh, okay.
we could do it together at the same time, Luis.
Yeah, we can.
Go ahead.
Ready?
Wait,
Oh, fuck, hold on.
hold
Ready?
on. No, wait, hold on. My nail's not getting under. Hold on.
Yeah, that's every fucking thing.
Ready?
Ah,
Ready?
I can't wait.
Oh,
My
oh.
bad. Go. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
What's your rating first? Tell me, man.
You know what? My rating will come after this. So I think the movie was
Paper
shot
Happily.
really cool. I think there wasn't any, like Luis said, any explosions. That's not that type of movie. That type of movie consists. That movie really consisted on character development and your own thoughts and opinion, because it relied on what the viewer had to think. A lot of times the shots were, they were looking into the camera, and it was almost like they were waiting for you to speak. It was almost like they were wanting your input on it. And that's why I was saying, I felt like Jury number 13. The shots were simple, but you know what? I think simple in the sense that, they're not doing anything crazy, because that's not this type of movie. It's, when they need to get up close, they're up close. When they need to take a step back, it's a wider angle. This movie all day is a 10 knives out of 10.
10 knives out of 10.
I love this movie. Like I said earlier, it takes a lot for me to watch a movie a second time, right? Just because once you watch it, you already understand it, and you can't get that wow factor again. But this movie, I watched it twice, in 2 days. In fact,
Yeah.
I watched it twice,
That's good.
and I learned a lot the second time. And not many movies you can watch again and learn too much more,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
10 knives out of 10.
I'm surprised. I thought you'd be the one to dislike it more, but apparently it's someone else. You fucker. You fucker. I'm so upset.
little fucker.
I was rooting for you, man. I don't know what happened.
Well,
But
man.
Brianna, what about you? What are you gonna give the rating? Out of 5 or 10, whatever you wanna do.
I'll give it a 4.5.
All right, so you're done. Okay.
Well, you get nothing.
Friendship is over. Luis, what's your rating?
Before I start, I want to request for something?
No.
Because it's nearly the end and we haven't done it.
What is it?
So, can you go on with your segment, please?
No. The segment is after we rate it.
I thought it was before.
No, it's after we rate it.
It's after.
It's yeah.
Sure?
It's after.
No, I remember. I fucking edit these things. So rate it.
For this film, I think I'm gonna rate it a 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Ugh. Oh my god.
It was very enjoyable, but
What a fuck. Yeah, watch it again. You fucker.
Wow, Lawrence the person. I thought you were going to be more open and,
Yeah, you asshole.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. No. I love this movie. You're a dick.
that's a 3.5.
I
Out
guess.
of 5.
That's not the worst thing in the world, but sure.
Why? Why,
It's
man?
not bad.
No, yeah, no, it is not bad. It's
What do you think would have been would have made it a little bit better?
I don't know. Maybe that's what
I think
Explosion.
I feel like I overhyped it. I think
so. I think if you wouldn't have spoken to me about it and said so many great things about it every day for the past 3 years.
Honestly, it's just probably you because
So maybe you set the bar too high. You know, maybe you're unrealistic.
I don't think I was.
Because
I think you were.
I don't think so. No, I feel like I.
Well, that's.
I mean that's exactly like your opinion's your opinion. I don't sure.
We're
Go
no
on.
longer friends. Just kidding.
Yeah, this is the podcast where mine and Luis's friendship is over.
Next week it's like 2 separate podcasts.
It's like, hi, this is the one with Luis, and
This is the one with
Lauren. We record at separate times. I have to.
You edited it.
I edit it to where I'm there, but I'm not there. All right, Pedro, what's your rating for Little Big Man?
Just like how Katara said in Avatar: The Last Airbender, I'll give it a 5 out of 5.
when Katara said that,
I know. When did she say that?
She did. Trust me. She did. All right.
Okay.
is that the lady with the green eyes?
Avatar?
No.
Is it
It's
Avatar?
from Avatar.
Yeah. So basically, I want to say that like even in a confined space, this movie really kept me entertained, which I really admire for it. Also the screenplay, like the whole character development and everything within it, like it really caught my attention. And I feel like I'm a type of person to like lose certain attention whenever there's not like certain actions or anything like going on or anything.
You might have ADHD.
Wow. Oh my god.
Or ADD. I don't know the difference.
Isn't ADD like the fucking home security thing?
No, that's ATT.
No, that's AT&T.
No, you idiots, it's ADT.
No,
Yeah.
that's AT-AT is the
It's
thing from Star
ADT.
Wars.
It's ADT. Okay. So, 5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I love it overall.
Alright.
It was pretty cool. It was entertaining. And yeah, back to you, Lawrence, in the studio.
Alright, now we're gonna head into the segment where Antonio talks about his clothes.
This is my favorite segment.
What you wearing today, buddy?
Alright, so from top to bottom, I am wearing the Supreme X Hangs white t-shirt. Just kidding.
It's just
Is
a
it really?
Because, no.
It's a
Fuck
Hanes.
no.
It's
Why
a-
would I buy a fucking
It's a Hanes
Supreme
shirt.
X Hangs shirt? I'm wearing like a golden it cost me like $2.
Pro Club.
Yeah, like a white t-shirt, but it's crispy. It's a crispy white t-shirt. I bought it right before this podcast, you know, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's extra fresh.
Extra fresh.
All right. Black skinny jeans from Hot Topic, rude because they're never fade. They're the fucking best. But the shoes is always the piece de la resistance.
The cherry on top.
Is the Papa Cherry. New Balance 498. An underrated shoe in my opinion. Not only is it the 498, but it's gold.
Oh.
As one of my favorite characters in Austin Powers said, I love gold. That was my gold member impression. It was probably really shitty. But yeah, I think this shoe is hella underrated. Because this shoe looks like a dad shoe, but it's fucking gold. You definitely get to see like 990s version 3 in it. With the black accents, you get, you know, it's not too gaudy of a gold color, but it's just the right amount of gold to, you know, be like, all right, this guy's fly as fuck, you know. I'm also wearing a fucking Casio watch that cost me like $12, but that's the thing, you know. You gotta put some cheap things inside of expensive things. That's what makes a fit. That's it.
All right.
That's me.
And that's the Antonio fashion topic of the day.
New Balance.
New Balance. New Balance, please sponsor us.
Don't even sponsor us. Just
Sponsor
give me
Antonio.
a shoe. Give me a shoe.
Just one shoe.
Sponsor the podcast. So now we get to the part where we recommend a film. Every week we recommend a film.
Who's up?
And this week it is Antonio's turn.
shit! I forgot. It was me.
Antonio's turn.
So-
what is your film recommendation for the next podcast?
That's a good question. You know, during these uncertain times, you know, I'm talking about coronavirus.
Schmarona?
Bobby Schmurda.
There's a lot of movies that were supposed to come out
Oh, I know what
in
this is
movie
already.
theaters, but unfortunately,
Troll?
that's all #canceled. So It's not a movie I would watch in a movie theater. I wouldn't pay to watch this movie. The only really real reason why I'm recommending it is because it, was supposed to become a new movie, but now it's on Netflix.
Trolls.
No, not Trolls. That's still on demand. This movie has an IMDb score of 5.9, Rotten Tomato of 6.4, so it's pretty good. The budget was $16 million, and I doubt that they'll. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I doubt that they'll get their money back.
I know what this is already.
I sound really biased right now, but the movie is The Lovebirds.
Knew it.
Yeah. The Lovebirds, and you can watch that on Netflix.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna I knew you've been wanting to talk about a new movie, and I knew that was just recently come out. So that makes sense.
I can guarantee none of you guys have seen it.
No,
I've seen it.
Yeah, because it came out yesterday.
I actually acted in it.
Yeah. So that's
my recommendation. I really hope I like it, just because
I heard. You know what? I heard it's not bad. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be like a Heart to Beat Loud type of thing, or it's like it's not like trying to be anything amazing, but you still like it. That's how I feel. I'm excited to watch it.
I guess we'll find out next week.
I like the actors involved in it.
Oh yeah, I like the actors.
No, they're great.
Who are the actors?
I don't know their names. One's Issa Rae or something like that, and I don't know the other one's name. But yeah, that's basically it. We have the recommendation.
Can we have a second recommendation?
2 recommendations in one.
I recommend everyone to shotgun a Truly right now.
I'll do it.
No.
Hold on, I'll do it.
Oh yeah, I lied to my audience. I said they would be able to see Antonio shotgun a beer.
Oh yeah, but Pedro
Somebody
lost.
lost the
Hey,
footage.
okay. That was one time. That was only one time.
Let's make sure it's not a second time, buddy.
I'll do it.
Oh my. Okay,
Whatever.
so Antonio's gonna shotgun another beer.
Okay, so what's the right way to do this?
There is no right way.
So wait, no, but for whoops,
Not that.
Not to be confused with Pharrell.
Pharrell Williams, shout out to human
Why
races.
don't you let him use your knife?
Like this?
Ah, fuck no.
Wait, wait.
No, like this or upside down. So like when you open it, how?
I don't.
It's supposed to be right here. Look.
Where?
So it's supposed to be right here.
Okay.
Right in front, so that way you
When you-
have access to pop the cup.
Okay, I just hope I don't
Just-
get my shoes wet.
Dude,
Ready?
Fuck off.
Oh my god! All right,
you go.
here we go, boys.
There we go.
Oh my god.
You fucking idiot.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god. Oh.
Is it done?
Oh, destroyed the...
I almost dropped the computer. Oh my god. These are nasty. Trulies.
Not that bad.
No, actually, they're pretty
Did you
good.
finish it?
Almost. I guess I'll finish it now. I couldn't. You know why? Because
Hey.
I'm sitting down.
Yeah.
I think if I was standing up and I was more hyped, I might have.
Maybe if we hyped him more, guys.
Maybe next week.
That's on us. That's on us, I
Hey,
guess.
Maybe
I'll join
next
you
week.
next week. I'll
Okay.
join you next week.
Fuck
I'll
outta
join you
here.
next week.
Oh my god. Okay, let's go.
All right, pinky promise.
Pinky prom.
Pinky promise.
Oh my goodness.
Lawrence.
I guess, whatever. Fuck.
All right, now are there penises?
It's too carbonated. Ugh.
Ew, yeah, that's gross.
Maybe I would if I
Maybe it's like
Sapporo.
yeah. Something a little less too. That's gross. But anyways, that's the recommendation. The Lovebirds. You can find it on Netflix. It's a new film. 2020. We don't get a lot of those apparently now. So yeah, if you guys want to watch it, you want to join the next podcast, listen in on what we have to say about it, you want to join the conversation, watch The Lovebirds on Netflix.
And this has been
A Filmaholics Podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Bye-bye. Bye. What?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.